I myself am in Stellenbosch, and it's been a very hot day, but I'm looking forward to getting started this evening with you all. Thank you there, Barend, all the way from Pretoria. Great to be connecting with you. So today we are going to be doing our first session on LDR500. There are going to be 3 online sessions, and the dates of those are on your Canvas page. So feel free to check that out when you need to. I'm going to be toggling back and forth between a full screen and a non-full screen as people try to enter the chat or enter the session. Hi, Anna from Midrand. Great to be with you this evening. So I thought what I'd do first is kind of give you an agenda for this evening. I'm going to start by telling you who I am and how I came to this very moment. And then we'll dig into the module overview and learning journey. We're going to unpack the assessment strategy. There'll be an opportunity for you to ask some questions in the module Q&A, and then an idea of what is next. Anytime you want, you can feel free to ask questions in the chat box. I am, happy and willing to answer them all. Hello from all the way from Midrand. Sorry for the pronunciation if I mispronounce it, but it looks like it's Chilitsi from Midrand. You and Anna in Midrand, close to each other. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in South Africa, but I went to high school and university in America. And after I graduated from University of Kentucky in America, I joined an organization called Teach for America. And this was a nonprofit organization that whose stated mission, as you can see there, was to enlist, develop, and mobilize as many as possible of our nation's most promising future leaders to grow and strengthen the movement for educational equity and excellence. So something that was really important to me was that I was educational equity, and that everyone deserved to have access to an excellent education. So I joined Teach for America, and they sent me all the way from Kentucky to Los Angeles, where I taught at Bell High School. There was about 4,500 learners in Bell, a very poor area. Almost everyone was on free and reduced lunch. There was 99% Hispanic community, and I taught natural and physical sciences at Bell. And while I was a high school teacher at Bell, I decided to pursue my master's in educational leadership at California State University, Northridge. That's a picture of the campus there. And while I did that, I also received my administrative services credential, which allowed me to go into school leadership. After I received that degree and my time at Bell, I joined another organization and moved to a school called Alain Leroy Locke College Preparatory Academy, another very poor school, or a school in a very poor area. And I became a deputy principal there at Alain Leroy Locke College Preparatory Academy. And I was there for a couple of years. But while I was there, I started my doctorate at Pepperdine University, my doctorate in educational leadership, administration, and policy, which I then received. I started as the principal of Animal Watts College Preparatory Academy. It's a smaller school, about 600 learners, also in a really poor area in inner city Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles. 85% of those students were Hispanic and 15% African American. And this really allowed me to, pursue my passion of ensuring, as I said, everyone has access to an excellent education. And I was at this school for 4 years, and I was very happy to say that by the time I left, we had a 100% graduation rate. So 100% of the learners passed the equivalent of matric, and 80% of those learners qualified for university and were accepted into university and tertiary education. So that was really exciting. After Los Angeles, I moved my family to Cape Town, and I joined an organization called Acorn Education, and we the organization supported 4 no-fee public schools, 1 high school and 3 public primary schools in a suburb in Cape Town called East River. And my main responsibility there was mentoring and developing principals and senior management team members, so the deputy principals and heads of department. And my role there was as head of education. Recently, I've started my work at Stadio, a higher institution. I am a discipline leader for the teaching practice and postgraduate level, and I'm also obviously lecturing some leadership courses in the School of Administration and Management. So I am excited to be here this evening and with you all. I have this picture of me and my family. Very recent picture, actually. We were just this is from a wedding we went to this past weekend. We're married to Kelly. I'm a dad to Eloise, Beatrice, and Rosalie, and I enjoy mountain biking and playing guitar. So let me know in the chat if any of you, if we've got any mountain bikers and or guitar players. Maybe we'll get together one time. But it's really exciting to be with you all this evening. And what I hope from this session is that you can get the necessary information that you're looking for, that I can share what it is the course is going to be about. We'll do some digging into your own leadership and leadership styles, and then we'll end with some opportunity for you guys to ask questions. I see Barent plays guitar. And look, check out his band called LA Cobra. What a cool band name. That sounds like it's got to be rock and roll. So we'll give it a shout. We'll give it a chance there, Barent. Thanks for sharing. Let's get started. What I want to make sure that you all have access to or know is available is the study guide, which is on Canvas, and the textbook. The textbook looks like this that I'm pointing to here on the bottom right. It's called Leadership by De Beer, LaRue, Ellis, Ward, and Van Nieuwenhuizen. Oh, and Anderson. So make sure you've got that textbook. We are going to be spending a lot of time digging through those chapters, and the study guide goes hand in hand with that textbook. So reach out to me if you're having trouble finding either of those, but you're going to need those during the course of this module. Right. I know that many of you have pretty extensive experience with Canvas already, given that where you are. But if you don't have access to Canvas, you really need to contact the IT or admin department. Unfortunately, I am not able to help you with adding students or opening Canvas for students. This is an admin activity. You would have received this invite to this session either through your Canvas or through your email that you've set up on My Stadio. So if you're having challenges there, make sure you contact the IT or admin department to get you access to Canvas. Look, I'm going to be available for you all from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. please contact me via the Canvas inbox. And I'll do my best to attend to your query within 24 hours. As you saw, I do have a relatively young family. So if you send me an email late at night, I might not be able to get to it until the next morning. So just be aware that I am also a human being and might not make the 24 hours, but trust me that I am trying to. Celeste Mullins has just messaged in the chat that Wise Books have a limited stock available for the leadership book. Is that correct, Celeste? I imagine it's for the leadership textbook. Also, just want to give a shout out to Umlungisi from Fort Beaufort and Erin from Brakpan. Minda from Brakpan. Okay, great to see you guys. Glad that you're here joining us. So the live sessions, I'm so glad that you were able to join. Obviously, I've tried to get it out to as many people as possible. Number one, via the Canvas inbox, your email. It's on the key dates. It's in the lesson facilitation links there in the Canvas. So there's multiple ways that you should have access to this, and it's obviously worked relatively well given that there are currently 19 of us on the call. And again, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Right, some module Q&As. Really important for you to just recognize that the module Q&A section on Canvas is for content-related questions, okay? It's not a space for you to discuss personal matters with me. I'm happy to discuss personal matters with you, but please contact me through the Canvas inbox function if you do need to discuss something personal. It's a new policy on our side not to share our personal emails for a variety of reasons, but number one, the Canvas inbox creates a tracking, basically like a tracking device, knowing how many emails are coming through or messages are coming through, and that gives us a lot of data and information about relevancy and importance. I will rest assured that the Canvas inbox is linked to my own email address, so it's going to get to me. Do not worry about that. A really, really helpful function is the chat with Canvas support. So if you have trouble with Canvas, you should go to there on the left side. There's an icon with a question mark in a circle. It says help. And then once you click on that, there's an option to click the chat with Canvas support. Really, I urge you to use that if you're having trouble, because there's I think 24-hour service, Canvas professionals there to help us out. If you have Stadio queries, there's a new function that we have is the QDesk portal. So you can click on this this link. It's available in Canvas under support as well. It's the QDesk. They're really awesome. It's going to get you the help that you need. Okay. Hello to Melissa from Namibia. We've got an international audience this evening. Hello. And thank you, Celeste. The leadership book is available at Wise Books, but it is limited stock. Let's keep going here. So I know many of you will have questions about the assignment. Here on the page is what I think is quite a helpful way to look at how to access the assignment. On the landing page of Canvas, there's an assessments sort of row. You will click on the assignment. That'll take you to another page, and this is where you will submit your assignment. There's a helpful button there that says submit here. The assignment must be submitted on or before the 21st of April. Okay, that's the due date. The due date's in your Canvas as well. So you've got, about 6 weeks to do that. Life experience tells us that 6 weeks is going to go very quickly. So just be prepared and plan your time accordingly. The system closes at midnight, so you need to make sure that you submit the assignment before midnight on the 21st of April. Don't send me your assignments, okay? You cannot send it through Canvas inbox or, you don't have my personal email, so you won't be able to do that. I cannot upload the assignments for you. If you have trouble with that, please feel free to reach out and we'll try and get you sorted. The memo for the assignment will be placed on Canvas after the due date. So shortly after the 21st of April, you'll have access to the memo and I'll give you an idea of how you did. However, we will discuss the guidelines of the assignment in online session number 2 at the end of this month, 29th of March. You have that date in Canvas. I'll send another announcement here in a week or so, along with the link and a message to your inbox. I feel like that worked quite well. We've got Pontianus from Namibia as well. Great to see you. So you're asking about can the leadership book be the 3rd edition? And the answer is yes, Pontianus. It's the newest one, but recognizing if you only have access to the 3rd edition, it should be fine. Hey Celeste from Cape Town, great to see you, Western Cape representing. But yeah, the leadership book 3rd edition will work. There are some different graphics in the newer edition, some different tables, but most, if not all, the information will remain the same. So you should be fine. Just recognize that the page numbers that I've outlined on the study guide and the suggested study schedule will be different because I'm using the newest edition versus the elder edition. But you should be able to figure that out. It just might take a little bit of brain power, which I'm sure you have because you're here. Right, let's move on. There is an online test for LDR500. That's exciting. It is a multiple choice question test for 20 marks. This is how you access the test. In that same row, you've got the online test button. You click there, and then there's a test submission button where you click there and you get going. It is a time test of 60 minutes. So you only have 60 minutes to answer 20 multiple choice questions. Of course, that sounds like a lot, but when you're frantically flipping through pages looking for the answer, it might go by quite quickly. So it's important that you prepare adequately for this test. It's in May the 15th through the 19th. So you certainly have some time to get there. You have 2 opportunities to take this test. The best mark of the 2 tests will count. So that helps in your favor as well. The questions are going to cover all the work in this module. Okay, so not just individual sections. So just be prepared to, it's not just going to be knowledge recall questions, but it's also your ability to apply your knowledge. And so that's going to be really fun times for you and for me. It'll give me an idea of how much you have taken on. Barent, the online test is only going to be available in May. So you don't have to worry about that now. It's just part of this session is to give you an overview of the module itself. We're going to talk more about the online test later on at another online session. Right. There is also an exam, unsurprisingly, and that is scheduled for the 2nd of June. It will be submitted online, but it is a 3-hour closed book session. There is exam information on Canvas, and we are going to go into in-depth exam guidelines in session 3, which is on the 3rd of May. So we'll have the session on the 3rd of May, and then you'll have a whole month to adequately prepare for the exam, which you would have already been doing throughout the semester, given what we are covering. Okay. Excuse me. All right, here we've got the assessment guidelines. This is how you access the assessment guidelines. On the landing page, there's a button called About This Module. You're going to click on that button. It's going to take you to a wealth of really, really important information. The study guide, the assessment guidelines, various other things. But this is where you're going to click on the assessment guidelines, and it'll give you a really neat breakdown of the assessments and the assignments. Basically, the semester mark counts for 40% of your overall grade for LDR500. And the semester mark is made up of the online test that I've just talked about and the assignment. The online test is 30% and the assignment is 70%. Okay, so that's a semester mark. The exam is 100 marks, right? And the exam is going to count 60% of the overall score. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pass. In order to pass this module, you need to achieve at least 40% on the final summative assessment, the exam, and you must achieve an overall final mark of at least 50%. I have very high expectations for this group. I have no doubt that you'll be able to accomplish that. It should be certainly in your capabilities, but I do want to just be very clear with you that it's going to take a lot of dedication and grit and determination, because I recognize that you all have already had a very long day today, most likely been at work, and you're coming to this for an hour in the evening. I know from experience through my own studies that going and studying after a full day of work, when you've got family and little kids and expectations at home, is really difficult. So I'm just going to urge you to do a little bit every day to stay on track, and to ensure that you're doing what it is that you need to do to get these marks. Okay, Pontius, you got a question. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc. Thanks for the opportunity.
Sure.
Yesterday on the exam, I wanted to find out quickly. You said the exam will be online.
Yes, no. You know what? I actually just caught myself in that. I made a mistake. All the exams are venue based. This is new now. After we've come out of COVID, the exam is not online. I apologize for any confusion there. I need to go through and fix that. But it is a venue based exam, and so there'll be opportunities for all of you to go to the nearest campus to take this exam. Hope that clears it up. Sorry about the confusion.
Yes, thanks so much. It's cleared.
Right. Moving along. Let's talk about the module outcomes. Okay, these are very explicitly stated in the in Canvas and in the study guide, but there are 3 really big things that I hope that you will be able to do at the end of this module. Number 1, understand your own leadership beliefs, values, competencies, and skills. This is really about finding yourself as a leader. Many of you are likely already in leadership roles, whether that's being captain of your soccer team that you play on the weekend, or doing something in the community. It's really likely that you're taking this course because you're probably thinking about being a leader already, if you aren't already one. So it's important that you reflect on what it means to you to be a leader and what those beliefs, values, competencies, and skills will entail. And so hopefully this course will just add a little bit more color to the picture you already have of what it means to be a leader. You should also be able to, after completing this module, critically assess the impact of ethical leadership. People in today's time and age, we are constantly battling with the idea of ethical leadership. What does that mean? That might mean something different to you than it does to me. But at the same time, there is an idea of ethical leadership and how that drives what you are doing on a day-to-day basis in your role as a leader. And then the last thing that you should be able to do is to analyze leadership issues, such as globalization, creativity and innovation within organizations, the emergence of e-business, the learning organization, virtual teams, and knowledge work. As a leader in the 2023, you need to be able to look at all of these different things and determine what that means for you, your team, and your organization. And so hopefully at the end of this module, you'll each have those skills and competencies as you continue to grow as a leader and in your leadership journey. Oops. Okay. Want to make sure you know how to access the study guide. It's in the about this module. Click there, and then you go to this study guide link. Okay. And then you go to the study guide link. Right. What you will see in the study guide are 10 different topics. Topic number 1, Introduction to Leadership. Number 2, Leadership Traits, Behaviors, and Relationships. Number 3, Introduction to Leadership Theory. Number 4, the leader as an individual. Number 5, the mind and heart of leadership. Topic 6, ethical leadership. Topic 7, followership. Topic 8, motivation. Topic 9, communication. And then we end with topic 10, leadership, power, and influence. Those 10 topics, I think, are going to give you a really good idea of what it means to you, what a leadership means to you, and certainly will give us an opportunity to meet those module outcomes that I just talked about. What comes along with this is a suggested study schedule. The suggested study schedule gives you a good idea of what you should be accomplishing on a weekly basis. Again, I know that you're busy people. You are making this time to improve yourself and to improve your qualifications, and that is very, very admirable. And you should all be very proud of what you've already accomplished. But this is the start of a new semester. So you might need to sit down and take a look at what is going to be expected of me. Your learning journey on the landing page of Canvas has a button, a single button. It's called Learning Facilitation, and that'll take you down to the suggested study schedule. As the name implies, this is just a suggestion. You need to make sure you take responsibility of your own learning journey. Okay, so on a weekly basis, I put some things in there that I think will be really helpful for you to accomplish while you're there, or for that week. It's the textbook reading, it's the study guide that goes with the textbook, and then there's a little activity. And I think that activity is something that's going to really help your own journey as a leader. Celeste, you're saying the learning facilitation is not available. I will see if I can quickly fix that for you. Give me a second. I'm going to do that in just a second for you guys. So let's move on. We're going to have an opportunity in just a second to do that. What you'll notice when you go to the learning facilitation, why would that not be available? Is that there are activities for each chapter. And those activities are linked to the leadership in practice at the end of each of the chapters that I'd like for you to go through. So the activity really is a question. It's locked. Okay, I do see that. Okay, that is a question. Thanks for helping us out there, Celeste. That is something I'm going to figure out for you, and I will certainly get back to you on that. I'm not quite sure how to do it right now. Wait. I am sure. Sorry, guys. You know, we live and learn, and I appreciate your your patience. Why don't you, Celeste, if anyone else is on that page too, perhaps you can refresh, and then we'll see what goes on. I think you should be able to get there now. That is working in real time. Okay, so the learning journey, learning facilitation, there's a suggested study schedule. You read the chapter. At the end of the chapter, there's a leadership in practice. And I'd really like for you to answer a couple of questions about those leadership in practice in a discussion format that is linked in Canvas. So, for example, the first question is on leadership discussion number 1, chapter 1, leadership in practice, Timber's derailed leadership. Answer the 3 questions in exercise 1C, starting on page 31 in leadership within this discussion. Please respond to at least 2 other answers by leaving either a thoughtful comment or a thought-provoking question. What's the reality? The reality of distance learning is that you will learn a lot from each other. The questions that you might have in Brakpan, someone might also have there in Midrand. Someone might also have in Namibia. Someone might have in Cape Town. So unless you ask those questions and you ask thought or leave thoughtful comments and get people's narratives and creative juices and thinking going, it's going to be very difficult for you to fully engage in this experience of a distance learner. Furthermore, it's going to be difficult for me to know what you're struggling with if you're not participating in these discussions. I will be able to respond to misconceptions and misunderstandings by reviewing the answers that you write in the discussions. And in doing so, I could, I'll identify some gaps and I'll close those gaps for you as best as I can. But unless you're having these discussions in a meaningful, professional way, it's going to be difficult for me to do that. So I really look forward to reading what it is that many of you have, what you guys will write and what you've read and what you're getting out of these leadership in practice, because that's ultimately what you want. You want to be, I imagine, folks that are completely involved in their learning and trying to improve at every and any moment. Okay, Celeste, she says it's working. Well done. Thank you very much for helping out there. And I'll certainly try to get ahead of any of the other issues that might come up. I will be giving some announcements on Canvas regularly. Okay, so please read them, respond to them, ask questions of me through Canvas inbox. I'm not going to bombard you with messages, etc., but they're going to be helpful and important things. So just be on the lookout for those messages and those announcements. Right. So, welcome to the future. You're going to be a leader, or you already are, as we established, and that is so very exciting. But I guess, what does it mean to you to be a leader? And so I want you to take a look at these pictures here. I'll try and make this as big as possible for you. I'm not quite sure what it is that you're seeing. Okay. Which image resonates with you in terms of leadership? There's 5 different images here. Which one resonates most with you in terms of leadership? I'm going to give you 90 seconds to pick one and to have a reason why that's the image that you chose. So which image resonates most with you in terms of leadership and why? Take 90 seconds to do that. And Celeste, you have taken the words right out of my mouth. I'd love for you all to write that why in the chat box that is available. And we've got about 23 participants, although one of them is me as well. So love for you guys to write out which of these images resonates most with you in terms of leadership. There is no wrong answer. It would just be really fascinating for me to see what it is that you're saying. You've had your opportunity to think about it, so let's get typing. Thank you, Nombuso, for sharing second image on top. Any reason why you've chosen that image? If you'd like to, please type it in there. Same applies to you, Motla Lapule. Which image and why? Please take a moment and read what it is that your peers and classmates are saying. It's really just fascinating to see some of the similarities and differences in what people are choosing. It's awesome. You guys are already showing such great leadership qualities. Okay. So Baron saying he really resonates with the first picture, leading by example, standing out in front there. Melissa, watering the team members, nurturing them, helping them spread their wings. Isn't that a great idea of leadership? Absolutely. Nombuso, you said the second image on the top, them walking up the hill towards the flag or the target. You're gonna take people along with you. You got to take them on the ride with you, because you will be leading them. Yes, Annalisa, leading by example, making the first step and allowing your peers to follow. Oh, it's so scary to be the first one taking that risk, but you're 100% right. You can only do that if you're a good leader. Tangeni said, all 1, 2, and 3 leaders always stand out, and at the same time, they always lead by example. Yes, that's certainly something that I can agree with as well. Umbali says to help grow colleagues so you reach full potential together. Yeah, absolutely. You're part of a team. You're not leading yourself. Well, you are, I suppose, but in most instances, you're leading a team. You got to reach the full potential together. You're only as strong as your weakest link. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. I see growth, and we grow each day. Esmerencia, that's beautiful. You live and you learn, and together you grow. How cool is that? Eliza, you said the second image on top because the leader is helping her followers to the top as well. Absolutely, you got to go there together. And Motle Lepule, I believe to be a leader, you grow together with the team. Celeste, you took Chalitzi's words with the picture that came to mind. Don't want to grow alone, but I love to empower those around me, and I'm sure through this course you're going to do that. Minde, helping others to achieve, carrying each other. Umlungisi, helping, assisting others to grow and develop. Anna, ensuring that the team is protected and fully supported. Oh, yes, please. That is leadership in a nutshell. Leandri, linking with other departments to enhance service delivery efficiently. Well said. Yes, absolutely. And it just keeps going and going and going. Really, really inspiring to see what it is that you've written and what you already think about leadership and what it means to you. And that's what this course is all about. It's about you figuring out what type of leader you want to be. And I think that's really, really beautiful. Listen, I have to apologize. I feel like I've likely butchered some names there. And I apologize for that. I'll do my best. I'll continue to do my best. But just bear with me as I learn names and particularly a pronunciation. Thank you for joining in there. Which image resonates with you in terms of leadership? I love to use this practice just to get the juices flowing, just to get people thinking about what it is that's on their minds, and it's beautiful because people were saying the same thing, similar things, but they were looking at different pictures. And that's absolutely fine too. It's just a great way to get us thinking about some stuff. Thank you, Pontianus. Pictures 1, 2, and 3, they all resonate with you. Demonstrates that leaders take the lead and at the same time help followers to achieve their objections. Well, I think that's objectives, but yes, we want our followers to achieve objectives, because if they don't achieve objectives, guess what? We don't. Good stuff. Right, the next one is a similar engagement. And then I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions of me. But the next one is a quote. What do you think about when you read this quote? You learn as much from a bad leader as you do from a good leader. That's the reality, people. Leaders are everywhere. And they might be good, and they might be bad. So I'd love to hear from you in the chat again. Take some time to think about it before you get typing. You learn as much from a bad leader as you do from a good leader. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about that and type in your answer. Okay, there's a question. Everyone else, you can keep going. Celeste and Annalisa and Baron have already typed in, but Chalitzi, go ahead. if you'd like to ask your question. You might be on mute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Doc.
Hello.
It was just an error. I wanted to press the button to type in, so the hand went up. So I was not raising my hand. Sorry about that.
All good, all good, all good. Thanks. That's pretty deep there, Melissa. So Baron's saying, you learn what not to do from a bad leader. Why would you do the same things to your people that you didn't appreciate when you were a follower? You've got to learn from those. You've got to learn from them. A bad leader will help you identify characteristics that you will avoid when you become yourself, or that you need to avoid when you become the leader yourself. Annalisa, absolutely. Melissa, leaders have the power to influence those around them, so whether they are good or bad, the result will be the team's experience. Culture is everything. A bad leader has big time impact on culture. So does a good leader. Good leader will inspire you and motivate you. Most cases you want to prove a point, because bad leaders, most of the time, they don't motivate. They pull down at all times. People, these are the things that we need to be considering at all moments. And one of the most useful pieces of advice I received when it came to leadership is, when you are a leader, people are always watching you. Always listen to what you're going to say, how you're going to act, what your face looks like. Are you smiling? Are you upset? All of that. They are always, always watching you. And so make sure that you are aware of that, because leaders are in the spotlight, whether you like it or not. And how you respond to certain situations will have an impact on how people see you, whether they see you as a good leader or see you as a bad leader, right? And sometimes you can make one mistake and people always judge you by that mistake. And that's just, you can't stop, you can't change what people feel or think about you in retrospect, right? All you can do is move forward with integrity and kindness and generosity and a spirit of learning and improving. And I think that's what this class hopefully will be for you all, is learning about yourself as a leader, what type of leader you are and what type of leader you want to be. This has been super informative to me, and I think that already it's clear that there are some pretty good leaders in this group. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun working with you all. I want to give you an opportunity to ask some questions of me that I might not have already answered in terms of the module, in terms of the assessments, in terms of the assignments, and anything else. So feel free to take some time now to ask those questions. You can put your hand up if you want to. You can write them in the chat. But I imagine there might be some questions that you have. I'll give you 30 seconds to think about that, so not to put you on the spot. Oh, Fender all day long, Baron. Baron asked a guitar question. We're gonna be careful, man. We're gonna be isolating people. Any questions? Oh, Annalisa, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. But I just thought I'd pause here. Okay. So I want to give the Canvas inbox a try. I think most of you hopefully have access to Canvas right now, and I'd love for you to get onto the Canvas inbox and send me a message, a response to this question. What type of leader do you hope to be? Not necessarily what type of leader are you right now. When you think about the best leader or the leader that you want to be, who's that? Don't type it in the chat box. I'd love for you to send me that on via the Canvas inbox. You can take some time right now to do that. The class is until 6:30, so you've got 8 more minutes to do that. I can try and guide you to that Canvas inbox. Sorry, Annalisa, your question is, are you able to share your notes that you are currently using, or is this personally for you to use? Are you doing this slideshow? Because yes, I can definitely share this slideshow. This recording will also be uploaded to Canvas. So let me just go back to where I'm going to where I'll show you how to get into. I just want to type this question into the chat box so you guys know what it is. What type of leader do you hope to be? And then to ask me a question on Canvas, although you guys are probably so good at Canvas already. There is on the left-hand side of your Canvas page, there's a little button that says inbox. So you'll click there, and then you will choose. There's a create or new message. Find Aubrand de Villiers there in the to box, and then write me your answer to this question. What type of leader do you hope to be? And you can spend some time doing that now. I'd love to read those, and then see how that changes by the end of the module. If it does at all. It might not. That's cool if it doesn't. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes just to get that going. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask your question.
I want to know, did you write the question in the email at the moment? Do we need to reply on top of that question?
No. You can use this question, what type of leader do you hope to be, as the subject of the Canvas inbox email question or okay. Email message. Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. Okay. Thank you.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So what I have put up now, and you can keep working on your Canvas inbox. To me, it doesn't have to be super long. 2-3 sentences is absolutely fine as well. Just be really interesting to see what you all are saying. What I have up now is what's next. So as I mentioned, there are some of those discussions, those activities. that's just a suggested schedule. But please get those discussions going for chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. That'll be before our next live session on the 29th of March at the same time. Chalitzi, I don't know if is that a raised hand or is that as another mistake?
I talk, it is a raised hand
Okay.
this time.
Good.
Please just go back to that slide where you were showing us how to go to inbox because I'm struggling to get to that inbox.
Okay, no problem. You know what I can do is I'm gonna stop sharing this. Well, it's actually just this gray box. It looks like it says inbox. So you click there, and then you go through the prompts. What I can do is maybe I'll show you a student view. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think I'm showing you. You should be able to see this now. So now I'm in LDR500. This is my I don't know what you call this, like options here on the left.
Yes.
And then there's the inbox. And when I click inbox,
Oh, okay.
it says access denied for me because I am not a student, but I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't say that for you guys, for you all.
Okay.
Because then the whole thing is ruined.
Let me try it. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. You can send it tomorrow. Mindy. Sorry, I'm struggling with that one too. Miss McDonald. You can send it tomorrow as well. Just to get back to these last, what's next? We have the live online session on. Oh my gosh! Live online session on the end of March on the 29th, and then this first assignment, as you might be aware, in April 21st. So there's a lot going on, and I know you got other classes as well. So I'm wishing you the best of luck with all that. You stick with it. You're doing something that's really good and important for you and your family, and just have that perseverance and that grit, and do a little bit at a time. If you do a little bit at a time, you'll get it done. If there are no more questions, I'm gonna say goodbye to you all. But I'll be happy to stick around if anyone wants me to stick around for any other questions. But I'm really looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more in the next few months. Pontius, I'm going to, I'll reach out to you individually if that's okay. Just off the top of my head, that might be a little bit challenging, but let me see what I can do for you. I might be able to, for example, I might be able to get you. We'll have to see if there's leadership is available as a online soft copy book as well. But let me see. If you don't have any questions, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your participation. It really meant a lot to me. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Doc.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, yes. I just want to check something. It looks like I've missed your last slide there. I heard you spoke about the online session that is commencing on the 29th,
Yes.
but I've seen some dates there for, I can see now the one that, so the 19th and the 26th, what is happening? Is it for us to prepare?
So yeah, great
Or
question.
to do chapters?
Great question. So on the suggested study guide or suggested study schedule, Joseph, there are, I suggest that by the 19th of March, you've read chapters 1 and 2. And then there are a couple of discussion questions, activities that I'd like for you to complete on Canvas. And that's by the 19th of March, and then chapters 3 and 4 by the 26th of March. So those are really discussion questions and activities that will help you and your classmates deepen your understanding about the content that you've engaged with in those chapters. So you don't have to do it by the 19th. You can do it by another date. But it might just be really helpful for you as you're trying to stay on top of your studies to get it done by those dates. I hope that helps.
Oh, okay. So these dates are actually the submission date on Canvas.
Yeah. Yes, but I won't close it for you. I'll keep it open so that you can have access to it throughout the semester.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Joseph.
Thank you very much.
Okay, if there aren't any other questions, then I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Oh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.